This is the SsangYong Rexton W, a practical 7-seat off-roader that costs less than most of its mainstream rivals to buy. Despite being the oldest car manufacturer in South Korea, first established in 1954, you wouldn't be alone if you had never heard of SsangYong Motor Company. In fact, many haven't. However, this is slowly changing and a refreshed product range is helping to turn the tide. Redesigned interior as well as a redesigned exterior which includes a new grille, front bumper and headlights. The Rexton's cabin has also been significantly revamped. Higher quality materials, leather as standard for X-trim versions and metallic interior touches help to create a more premium feel which was missing from the previous model. Renamed Rexton W, the model it replaces was simply called the Rexton. This new car also benefits from an extensive equipment list that it's generous considering the low list price. Highlights include automatic air conditioning, 16-inch alloy wheels, cruise control and Bluetooth available as standard. There is only one engine on offer, with either a 6-speed manual or 5-speed automatic gearbox. Standout towing capacity. The SsangYong Rexton W is able to tow up to 3,000 kilograms of braked weight, better than the Mitsubishi Outlander, the Hyundai Santa Fe and the Kia Sorento. Ideally placed for agricultural living, SsangYong believes the Rexton W will be most popular for farmers and those living in areas of challenging terrain which require an off-road car. Practicality and space is where the Rexton can really show off with ample legroom and headroom available throughout, 1,338 litres of boot space and 7 seats available as standard. Low price but higher running costs. The SsangYong Rexton W is cheaper than most of its mainstream rivals but high CO2 emissions, low fuel economy and mediocre predicted residual values mean that the savings made are soon eroded in the daily running of the car. So is the Rexton W a workhorse that shows promise? Read our full SsangYong Rexton W review to find out. Performance. SsangYong Rexton W performance is best described as okay. There is only one engine choice available, a 2.0-litre turbocharged XD200 diesel with the choice of a 6-speed manual or 5-speed automatic gearbox. The latter is supplied by Mercedes-Benz and is predicted to be the most popular. The engine has 153 bhp available and produces a top speed of 108 miles per hour for the manual and 109 miles per hour for the automatic. On the road the engine is competent and surprisingly quiet, especially when at cruising speeds. The biggest issue the engine has is getting the Rexton W up to speed, not helped by the car's curb weight which is more than 2,000 kilograms. Gaining momentum on a slip road or pulling out of a junction means the engine needs to labor hard to get the car up to speed, which can be a noisy and slow affair. When paired with an automatic gearbox the two are well tuned to one another and gear changes are timely. However, the gearbox is only 5 gears which means motorway travel will cause the engine to spend a lot of time at high revs and become quite noisy. Another point worth noting is the Rexton W's CO2 emissions. The principal reason behind the 2-star scoring, 196 GkM for the manual and 206 GkM for the automatic, is far off the competition and will cost owners dearly in tax, something that will only become more expensive with time as the bandings get tougher. Handling. SsangYong Rexton W handling is a mixed bag of the good and the bad. Off-road, the Rexton W is at home and makes easy work of steep muddy hills and deep streams when making use of its 4-wheel drive system. When we tested the Rexton W it was fitted with standard road tires and it was impressive to see how well the car handled even the trickiest of terrain. This is helped by selecting the low-range option which splits the torque equally between front and rear axles to provide more traction and grip. On the road, however, the Rexton W does not perform so well. The steering is slow to react and doesn't feel well weighted. The car feels big and clumsy on the road too, with some obvious body roll in tight corners. The suspension is quite firm, which makes a small pothole feel like a landfill when on the move. Equipment. The SsangYong Rexton W's equipment levels are pretty generous across the two trim levels, SX and X, offering good value for money with a starting price lower than most of its competitors. Standard SsangYong Rexton W equipment. The SX trim has a long list of standard equipment, including automatic air conditioning, 16-inch alloy wheels, leather steering wheel and gear knob, cruise control, electric windows, Bluetooth and roof rails among the highlights. Also useful during the winter months is the heated lower windscreen and heated door mirrors. When it comes to the entertainment system, there is a standard fit radio unit which includes MP3 and Bluetooth connectivity. Move up to the X trim and parking sensors, tinted privacy glass, 18-inch alloy wheels, more leather throughout the interior, a sunroof, heated seats, parking sensors and electrically adjustable seats with memory settings are included. Also available as standard on the X trim is solar-controlled glass, which allows light through the windscreen but also has the capacity to reflect some of the radiated heat from the sun, thus reducing the greenhouse effect inside the car on hot days. Optional SsangYong Rexton W equipment. There is a collection of optional extras available for the SsangYong Rexton W, most of which are reasonably priced. The most expensive option is an upgraded Kenwood touchscreen audio system, which replaces the standard fit radio unit and includes sat-nav and DAB radio. You can opt for a slightly cheaper version of the system which doesn't include the touchscreen or sat-nav. The Kenwood system, also seen in some of Mitsubishi's cars, can be temperamental and difficult to navigate around. However, there are lots of additional options. You can choose to tailor the car to what you intend to use it for. You can opt for a roof box, roof rack or cycle carrier, as well as mats and load liners, for example. A fixed tow bar and a tow bar wiring kit are both also available as an option. You can also opt for 5 seats rather than the standard 7 at no extra cost. According to SsangYong, the X trim is likely to be the biggest seller and appeal most to retail buyers, especially those living in more rural locations. Comfort. SsangYong Rexton W comfort levels are fairly strong. The only real complaint would be the ride quality, which is bumpy and jerky at times. Engine noise too can become an irritant, especially on the motorway, and wind noise can intrude into the cabin when traveling at high speeds. The seats are comfortable, and there is plenty of room for passengers in the front and second row to stretch out on long journeys. The aircon, when tested, settled the car's temperature quickly, and reading lights are available in the back as well as the front, ideal for passengers who like to read while driving at night. Bluetooth is a little bit of a pain to connect up to thanks to the fiddly Kenwood system. However, the USB port is conveniently placed and there are plenty of places to store your personal items while on the move. The sound system is decent, although the sound quality reduces at higher volumes, and thanks to the car's large windows the cabin is quite light and airy. Practicality. With a 3,000 kilograms towing capacity, SsangYong Rexton W Practicality is pretty strong, beating that of the Mitsubishi Outlander, the Kia Sorento and the Hyundai Santa Fe. This means you have the capability to tow a reasonably big caravan, horsebox or trailer with the Rexton W. Headroom is impressive and legroom is very good for those sitting in the front and second row. The third row is still a bit of a squeeze, especially for adults, but it is better than most cars in the segment can offer. If all 7 seats are up, there is little room in the boot, though fold the third row of seats flat and this greatly improves. Second row seats can also be folded in a 60 hours 40 minutes split. The total amount of cargo space on offer is 1,338 liters, not bad at all. Folding the seats can become quite an arduous task, with several different levers to pull to collapse the second row and the headrests needing to be removed for the third row of seats to be stowed away. As for storage space around the car, there are plenty of cubbies and cup holders on offer in the front, including a glasses holder, which is a particular bonus, but door pockets are a little on the small side, especially in the rear doors. Safety. SsangYong Rexton W safety credentials have not yet been tested by independent safety body EuroNCAP, and we do not expect this to change, as the Japanese manufacturer has to date not put any of its models through the tests. With limited active safety systems included, it is unlikely the car would achieve 5 stars if it were to be tested. Safety kit fitted to the Rexton W includes Electronic Stability Program ESP, Active Rollover Protection ARP, ABS with Electronic Brake Force Distribution EBD, and Hill Descent Control HDC. There are also dual front and side airbags, while ISOFIX points for child seats are fitted on the second row. Parking sensors are available as standard on the X trim, which is helpful. Reliability. Although the company does not have a bad reputation when it comes to reliability, there is little information to suggest that it is overly strong either. However, using a gearbox from Mercedes-Benz helps its case for SsangYong Rexton W reliability, and the car does feel durable inside and out.